Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review, and I am excited to bring you today from the Transformers Authentics line. This is the Alpha Class Shockwave. Yes, this is Decepticon Shockwave. I got this figure off of eBay, but if you're looking, and I, paid about roughly retail price, but if you're looking to pick this figure up, you'll have to check your Market 6 stores. Now, Market 6 stores are things like Dollar General, Tuesday Morning, and things of that nature. Really don't have any here in New York, so it's kind of tough for me to get these figures. But basically, Market 6 stores are your discount type stores that get like first run product. So yeah, Shockwave's kind of cool. Now, right off the bat, I want to mention something. I don't know if I actually have a design, like a assembly error or something, but as you can see, this arm right here, the right arm, bends very easily forward to a 90 degrees, and then back it stops right there. And if you notice, the bicep does swivel, and the hollow bits are on the inside towards the figure. Now with this figure, on this arm, there is no elbow bend forward, it's going to the back. Now, I don't see how this could be assembled wrong, as this looks to be all one piece. So I wonder if maybe there was a molding error or something. Are they using, like, is it the same bicep piece or what have you? I mean, I can turn the arm around, but then the peg for the hose is on the bottom when it's meant to be on the top. So that does limit some of the play functions in terms of being able to pose the arm with the gun. Like I said, I don't know if this is a assembly error or it's just something with my figure. Now, this version of Shockwave borrows heavily from the Cyberverse design, as you can see with the dual eye bit right there, and this more pinkish lavender electro lightning type circuitry effect going through on the upper torso. Now, continuing our look at the articulation, you do have forward and back leg movement, and you do have some knee bend. It's again ball joints at the knee, so you do have some swivel there. If you notice, the legs are preset to want to go into a stance type of pose. The ankles here, unfortunately, are a little bit on the loose side. I would have hoped they would have been a little bit tighter, but you can just position the legs properly and you should be able to get them standing. Now, what's interesting is this is, in terms of simplified Transformers, this is our second look at Shockwave. The original version is right here, and let me get that guy standing. As you can see, this one is from the Cyber Battalion series. The Cyber series is a little bit more based on the G1 look. Now, they both turn into flying vehicles and not cannons. In terms of weight, I have to say the Authentics one is a little bit heavier. There is a little bit more mass to it, even though it's a little bit shorter, and also, has a little bit, more parts to it. You have the hose there and those blaster bits on the wings. So yeah, so there's that. I mean, but as you can see, again, the wings are out, whereas on the Cyber Battalion one, the wings fold in. Transformation is fairly similar, but there are obviously a few different bits. So we'll get into the transformation right now. Step one, what you want to do is just unpeg the hose from the forearm, just like that. Let it dangle a little. Step two, turn the figure around and then flip the feet up. They will soft friction into place. Then what you want to do is rotate the legs at the knee. And what that will result in is the hollow bits facing inward, and then you'll just peg the legs and feet together, just like so. Turn the figure back around, flip up these hip panels. They should go all the way over, just like that. You can make some adjustments later on. Next step is bring the arms all the way up, just like so. And go ahead and flip the fist in on this arm, flip the blaster in on that arm, and then rotate them so the hollow bits that you've just flipped in are facing what would be considered down. And then bring the arms down on the armpit joint, and they'll just, for lack of a better term, sit there. Turn the figure back over. And now this is kind of interesting. This backpack is removable, but you don't need to do that because the wings here are actually somewhat articulated. So just flip them up, rotate them around, and then peg them down into place. Up, around, and peg them down. Just about finished. Come back around to the front. Open up the chest as far as it'll go. Flip the other robot head down. Rotate the lower part of the figure at its hips, and then just come in and peg the hose in there on the side. And there you have Shockwave in its jet mode. Kind of interesting, kind of a little bit different. You know what? Let's pause right here, and we'll come in with a comparison with the Cyber Battalion Shockwave. And here we are. As I mentioned, very similar looking designs, very similar transformations. You know, here's the Authentics Shockwave. You know, as you can see, it's really more just laid out flat, but you do have a lot of that, you know, cannon looking, gun looking type of design going on. You know, here it's much more closer to the original G1 Blast toy, where this is a little bit more that modern take. You have the chest flipped up. But yeah, I mean, you saw the same thing. Let me turn the figure over, and, you know, legs coming together, those hip panels coming up. Just that this one, you rotate it around. On the other figure, you know, you leave it forward like that. There's a little bit of landing gear. There's no landing gear here. The arms go back above the wings. The wings are static here. On this one, they fold out. So, you know, different things. And you do have, of course, sort of a fake head thing going on, but this one here, it's a bit more visible. So very interesting. It's just, you know, really what they did here, it's like different but similar. I mean, I'm not going to say they're retools or anything like that, but, you know, they are kind of cool. So let me get that guy out of here. And sure, since this is a kid-friendly toy, let's go ahead and transform it back. Unpeg the hose, rotate the legs around, bring these hip panels back down and around, separate the legs, bring them forward, flip out the feet. Kind of makes, I almost kind of feel like the feet want to like peg into place, down and around like that. Unpeg the wings, rotate them around, and they do actually peg back in if you want them to. You can have some fun, I guess, with robot mode positioning them. Bring the figure around, open up the chest, flip up the proper head, bring the arms up all the way, rotate them at the bicep, bring out the gun, bring the arm down, up all the way, kind of friction into place, bring out the hand, rotate that at the bicep, bring it down. You know, so I gotta say the upper torso joints very tight, and go ahead and peg the hose into the gun right there. The instructions and the pictures on the box have it on the outside, but I guess you can do whatever you want. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a static way for Shockwave to have that hose pegged in, but what have you. All right, so let's pause, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. All in all, Shockwave's a fine figure. I don't think it's the best of the Authentics line, especially at the Alpha size class. I hope I have that right. Alpha, Bravo, they always seem to, like, confuse me. They used to put it on the side of the packaging, which was really, like, easy for me, but, yeah, I think this is Alpha class. I think the larger Megatron, that was the tank, that's still, to me, the best one. But this is pretty good. And, you do have another fairly decent Cyberverse figure you have to go with that line. I'm trying to remember. Oh god, I'm forgetting already. I don't know if we ever got a deluxe Cyberverse Shockwave. I know we got a Warrior class version, which was very good, and then the Ultra class, and then there was the Scout class and stuff. So, but this can work in quite nicely, although I think it's a little bit bigger than those deluxe figures. And what's going to be funny is I'm going to look, and yeah, there was a deluxe Shockwave, and I reviewed it, and I just don't remember. It happens. Welcome to old age. But yeah, for about $15 to $20, which I think is what these kind of go for, maybe like 10 to 15, it's not bad. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people right now, since it's brand new, on eBay and other websites trying to get like $40 plus. And as I always say, this is not a $40 plus figure, but it's fun. It's a great way to introduce the kids to Shockwave with a more modern interpretation that they might be more familiar with than the Cyber Battalion one, which was more of that retro G1, Neo G1 design. So yeah, worth a pickup. So if you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, your likes, comments, and subscriptions helps communicate to YouTube through their mystical, magical algorithms that my channel is one that should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, please do consider joining my Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. It's to help me to help you bring figures like Shockwave to you, as well as keep up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already wonderful sundae. And if you can't shake the $1 a month or $12 a year, that's perfectly fine. Your views are more than enough support, and I truly do appreciate it. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. As somebody said on a Facebook group about my Cobra Trooper video, I've been long-winded and I'm long-winded and pointless. So I'm long-winded and pointless for over 10 years, and I'm so glad that you've joined me, even though I think there's a lot of people who'll say I've been long-winded and pointless for closer to 30, if not 40 years. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Link in the description below for the Patreon. It's a nice hyperlink. Figured out how to do that. For Shockwave, this is your old pal Chuck, and I will see you next time.